smelling so good. It's definitely good to eat. I can already tell because we have a New Year's tradition that we're cooking up with Chef Kevin today. And now you've added the peas, the beans.
The peas, beans, whatever you want to call them, as long as they get in that pot.
That's right.
They're all good. So we're going to let that cook just for those flavors to blend together real good. We'll taste our stock, see if we need to add a little bit more to it or not. But in the meantime, let's start on our greens.
Okay.
Okay. Now, everybody does them a little bit different. I have taken thick cut bacon and just sliced it.
You know, bacon goes with everything.
Doesn't it? You know, everybody doesn't realize that though, okay?
I think in Louisiana, most people do.
So I said that right there because I'm starting in here with a little bit of bacon, but if you notice in the pot, or I should say in the bowl, I also have onions and I do have some pickle meat right there.
Okay.
All right.
You were talking about the pickle meat.
Yeah, and it's pickled pork. It's just that it seems to me with greens, you need some type of meat, you know?
Yes.
Sure, you can make them vegetarian, but to me, they just have to have some type of meat. And I like the thick cut bacon because as it cooks down, it's still, you can chew on it when you bite it. I don't get it cooked too well, it's crispy. So we can go ahead and get our onions in, we'll get our pickle meat in, let this all start to brown off really good.
And when you say pickle meat, it's ham, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pickled meat is a piece of ham that's been pickled.
Okay.
And you know, it's interesting, growing up in Louisiana, grandmother as a kid would tell you, okay, go to the store and pick me up some pickle meat. Okay. And you went to the corner store and you asked the butcher for some pickled meat. You never knew what it was, but it was just pickled meat.
Well, that's what I was thinking because I've heard this before, but it could be anything.
But normally it's a piece of ham that's been pickled. But what's interesting is once it's cooked, it doesn't have a pickle flavor to it at all.
Yes.
It doesn't have any type of pickle flavor to
chicken.
it at all.
I do it with chicken because it tastes like a certain restaurant.
Yeah.
So it tastes really good. And we're just getting started, Chef.
Little Creole seasoning, a little bit of garlic. All right, and then we have to work on our greens when we come back.
We are cooking up something really good to eat in the kitchen today with Chef Kevin Belton, and this is the tradition, black-eyed peas and collard greens, but we have more than just collard greens, Chef.
We have collard greens, mustard greens, turnips green, and kale.
All the greens.
Yes, why not?
Beautiful. All that nutrition.
And what's nice is, you know, you start out with a big pot, and greens cook down.
They sure do.
You know, as I splash them on the counter. You know, that's one of the things I learned from Mom. She's like, always have a clean counter, because when something spills on it, you can always grab it and put it right back in.
Mom knows best.
Yeah. So here, I'm going to add a little chicken stock to this, because once this stock gets in here, these greens just totally wilt. Okay. Now, also for flavor. Now this is some. Do you have a favorite green? Do you like a particular green, whether it's a turnip, a collard? Or...
I grew up with collard greens, but I do love some kale too, and mustard greens.
Okay.
So, but I'd say out of all those, I really love kale because it's versatile.
Yeah, it is. You know, and gang, if you get greens at the store, and they're fresh, you know, you can buy them bagged, already washed. But if you're getting them in the store and they're fresh, the best thing I suggest to you is fill your sink with water. Put your greens in the sink, take your hands, press on them, press on them, press on them. Take them out, kind of shake them a little bit, put them to the side, drain the water, fill it up again. Do that at least 3 times. Yeah. Because, you know, vegetables grow in dirt.
They do.
You know?
And then you taste the dirt sometimes if you don't do that.
So that's why it's important to take your time and wash it.
That's a very great idea.
But you could use the bag greens if you like.
Yeah.
Okay? With the bag greens, they're pre-washed. All that washing is done for you, you know? Yeah. And it makes a little bit of a difference.
But it's looking so good, Chef.
Yeah.
With the bacon and the greens.
Well, you know, and in just a moment, everybody's going to see how these will just cook down more and more and more.
We are cooking up something good to eat, and it is the new year. So whatever your resolution is, we know that you cannot rush a good thing. So Chef, you just said this is not fast cooking, this is slow cooking.
Yeah, because you need the flavors to develop. I mean, when we put the greens in, they were toward the top of the pot. Look where they are now.
I mean, they cook down quite a bit.
Because that's why, and you know what? You can keep adding greens, but this is why they have to cook such a long time. So here, let's get in a little, I like a little apple cider vinegar. I like a little sugar to help cut the, you know.
Oh yes.
The
so
mustards
good.
are a little bitter. It seems,
Yes.
not the mustards and the collards seem to be a little bit bitter. We'll get a few shakes of a hot sauce.
Just a few.
Yeah, a few shakes of hot sauce in. Now, here's what happens. We have to turn this down and let this simmer. I like to let it simmer for at least an hour.
Okay.
All right? If I'm using fresh greens that we talked about washing, sometimes with those, I let those go 2 hours. Just slowly simmering. So it's one of these dishes that you put on in the middle of the day. By the time everybody gets home in the evening, dinner will be ready, but it'll be worth the wait. Don't rush certain things.
And perfect for a gathering for the new year. That's
Yes.
why this is such a great tradition, because you can smell it cooking in the kitchen. It's got to stay on the stove for a little while.
Did you see my eye twitch just now?
Yes.
You said that gathering for the new year? It's like, didn't we just have all those people over for the holidays? Do we have to have them over for the new year already? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But hey,
Well, you know, everybody wants to come to your house.
yeah, that's the problem.
Yes, exactly.
That's why I'm never home. All right? But we'll show everybody how we're going to plate this. Show them how it's going to look.
All right, sounds good. You know, and I was supposed to help you stirring this over here, because we've got the black-eyed peas, we've got the ham, we've got all the veggies over here, and then you have the collard green side, and these are going to come together. So it's the new year. We have wonderful resolution set. Right, Chef? You got a resolution?
Yeah. Not to
What's
make
that?
resolutions.
Exactly. That's the best way to go. Because you got to take
I'm
it
sorry.
day to day sometimes, right?
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
And
you know?
your goal is always to make something good to eat, and he has done that today for sure. So we have the collard greens and the
And
black-eyed
look,
peas.
I made a little rice. We're going to take our peas, put them right over here with the rice. Get a little piece of ham on there.
Mm.
Look, we can hit it this with a little parsley to finish off the top. A little parsley right on top. We'll take some of our greens,
I gotta get some greens in here.
you know, with that liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Pop right there.
Mm.
And you see I made a little cornbread. You can
Mm.
always pop a little piece of cornbread there on the plate.
That is beautiful, Chef. Now that
Clean
is the
that
way to
up.
start 2025.
But you know, it's flavorful cooking. It's things that you can sit and share with family and friends. And it's a little something different. The best story I ever heard about black-eyed peas was one of the cameramen that his dad as a kid told him that black-eyed peas are little eyes that will watch whatever you eat as they go down.
Because Santa's
And-
gone, so you got to tell another.
Exactly.
about
And
me.
this
Yes.
will keep him good till next Christmas.
That's right.
And to this day, he will not eat black-eyed peas.
It speaks for itself, my friend. This is wonderfully delicious. You've got the bacon, you've got the black-eyed peas, you've got a little rice in there, all kinds of greens. I'm telling y'all, this is good to eat.